And welcome to the latest episode of New Londinium, which is my Let's Build series set in heavily modded Steampunk Minecraft. So here's the deal. We need to... well, last episode I went to the Nether because I needed to capture blazes. And the reason we need to capture blazes is partly because this is a steampunk world, which is, we need to make brass. We need to make a lot of brass, courtesy of the create mod. And the problem with that whole plan is that to create brass, you essentially have to build a create mixer, no problem, but it's got to have a blaze burner. That's the problem, right? The blaze burner, well, it has a blaze in it. And the problem we had is when we went to the Nether, there really weren't any blazes in the neighborhood. No easy or readily spottable sources of blazes. So we still need the blazes. There's no way around that. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go back and try to get blazes. Now, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come back and be a little more prepared. I'm not entirely sure what I'm gonna do in the Nether. The thing is this, right? I have I think the mod's called the Nether Amplified or Amplified Nether, and it adds a whole bunch of cool stuff to the Nether. Okay, and but I'm not really ready to take on the Nether just yet. I like to actually have a fortification set up in the Nether from which I can sally forth and adventure. But we're not there yet. But I do need blaze burners because I need the brass kind of like now. So I might go the less heroic route, which is well, it's certainly very practical, and that is to dig a tunnel to where I think there might be blazes and then come up from below. But here's the thing: if I made a blaze burner hoping that I could get grab a blaze, since I'm gonna have to kind of do a whole military expedition to get blaze burners, then I need to make the most of it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and make a bunch of empty blaze burners. And so ooh, okay, that helps a lot. That should give me what, 20. That'll give me 24 iron, which will get me 6 empty blaze burners plus the one I have, so that's 7. And that's the point, right? If I'm gonna have to go to all this trouble, I'm gonna come back with as many blaze burners as I can carry, so that make the trip worthwhile. Because I don't want to have to do this again. Now, that doesn't mean I don't want to go to the Nether again. I mean, when I want to get to the point where I can go to the Nether, knock heads, and enjoy, exploring, not because I'm, I need a piece to move forward over here in the overworld. So that's the plan. I'm not entirely sure how I'm going to approach it, but first I'll get these blaze burners going, and then I think what I'll probably do is I'll just grab a bunch of cobblestone and stuff, and head out. We got a bow with infinity on it, and we have the advanced enchantment infuser, so all my gear is pretty much top of the line stuff. So we, but I don't want to take chances. I don't want to risk things. So the thing I think I hate the most about the Nether isn't the constant mobs, the spawning of the ghast, the 41 iron. Holy, I didn't know I had that. Oh, well, that changes everything. Well, not really. Just I'll put it away. But, what was I saying? Oh, the thing I hate about the Nether, it's not the bombardment of the air. It's not all the hostile bad guys. It's not everything catches fire. The thing, and it's not even directly, you know, the magma blocks in the oceans of lava. It's the fact that you're essentially standing on sponge cake. If somebody looks at you wrong, the netherrack breaks apart, and the ground is so full of holes and wacky shaped that you could fall a long ways to your death, or fall a short or long ways into a big, you know, ocean of lava. And that's really what the problem is I don't mind running around the Nether. I just want to make sure that I don't have to pay attention to everywhere I step, and keep my eye out on the horizon for bad guys, and dance and dodge, you know, gas fireballs and stuff. I mean, if you took out any one of those things, I think I'd be a lot happier with it. But you got all of them, and it's just kind of like, it's a cocktail for unhappiness is what that is. It's just a real pain in the butt. But, so we're letting that iron cook. And there we go. There we go. Oh gosh. Now, the amplified Nether also gives us a lot of really interesting structures, but it also amps up the bad guys, right? So there is that. And you know, the whole point of the Nether, the Nether is what, or amplified Nether, what it did was, in the normal Nether, right, vanilla Nether, you have have a layer of bedrock at the top of the world, and you have a layer of bedrock at the bottom, and in between, it's not completely solid. It's all broken up. So there are big open spaces, and there's like lots of solid netherrack, and then there's all sorts of combinations in between, and there you go. But with the amplified Nether, they basically kept that, but where you would normally have the top layer of bedrock, they essentially expanded the roof of the Nether a whole bunch. And so what happens is you have essentially the Nether we all know and love, and then when you go far enough up, it's really kind of opens up. It gets this big open space where you can see for kilometers if you've got the range. And of course, that's when you can see these giant structures that they add. They're pretty impressive. And there you go, right? And now, if you're going to go out on the surface, the problem with that whole design, I mean, it's fine. I'm not saying it's a problem with the mod, but what I am saying is the challenge it presents is if you have enough open space, gas spawn, right? And when you come out into the massively open space like gas, I didn't put doors in? Oh, I could have swore I put doors in. Okay, I didn't put doors in. When you go into that big old open massive space like that, it's like home on the range where the deer and the gas roam, right? So you know, you're just a target waiting to be picked off in that situation, unless again you have set up some type of precautions. Right now, if I know that they can't blow a hole right out underneath my feet, if I have some room to move around, I dance with them all day and shoot arrows at them and stuff, and hide behind things and la-di-da-di-da. But if I'm running around, you know, dancing on sponge cake, dodging piglins and what else, while dodging gas fireballs, which are blowing holes in that sponge cake, where I could possibly splash to my death in liquid hot magma. No thanks. So, At least not right now. I mean, I'm kind of, I want to get, I just want to get some blazes. I mean, you know, is it too much to ask for? I mean, most of the time we're trying to avoid the bad guys, and now I'm specifically have a casting call out to bring in the bad guys. You know, it's like, you know, and I'm not quite sure how that would look, right? Wanted, you know, blazes, you know, long hours but easy work, limited pay and benefits, but you know, at least no adventures are killing you, right? Inquire at Griffin Manor. So yeah, if only there is. I do actually have a mod that will let you bring in villagers, right? I think it's called the Help Wanted mod, and if you set it up, basically it's just kind of like a pinger, and at some point a villager might spawn, right? And I plan to use that to help populate New Londinium when the time comes. You know what? Before I need to look at the map, but before I look at the map, I should probably stand someplace fairly safe, like here. Not stand out in the middle of the Piglin Freeway. So you can see there's all sorts of interesting structures out there, and I think most of those have something to do with that Nether expansion I told you about. But that one's really big, and it's in the neighborhood. But when I'm really looking for the telltale signs of a Nether fortress, I see one way up north, and I see this one, which is almost directly south. And what I like to do in these cases is like where you see these intersections usually don't occur in the air. They're usually on a pillar that goes all the way down. So even if it's showing it out in the middle of an ocean of lava, there's a good chance that it's on a pillar that extends down the lava. So if you go all the way down to bedrock and then tunnel, you should be able to avoid most of the lava seas. And then if you tunnel all the way, you know, at bedrock and then tunnel underneath that, you should be able to work your way up into the Nether fortress, up through that pillar. I gotta jump here. Oh yeah, okay. And and that'll do her. Yeah, see that where we were, it was right there at the surface, and now we're close to bedrock. We're like one layer above bedrock. So here we go. I think I gotta go this way. Where am I facing? Yep, I'm facing the right direction. So I gotta go that way. And it looks like I'm pretty, I mean, not perfectly lined up, but close enough lined up. So let's kind of get the ball rolling. So you got to pop a hole in the ground, because if we tap into lava, the lava will go to that hole. So that's why we want to do that. Let's move this stuff up into the backpack. And I'm going to need a bunch of torches. I've got 42. I'll probably need more. But at some point we might find coal down here. And yes, there isn't coal in the vanilla Nether. But you might find coal in my Nether, so I was kind of hoping I'd left some torches in there, or coal. But I didn't. So Okay. So, now we're going to start tunneling in earnest. I don't know about you, but this I kind of dig this. I'm sorry. You know, it's just how I'm wired. It's the sense of humor of mine. Oh, that left me a little lightheaded, actually. Okay. Anyway. Oh boy. And this is basically what I do. Kind of get into a rhythm. Now, the rhythm will be pretty ruthlessly broken at some point, because I'm sure we will hit a pocket of lava. You know, in the Nether they have like single block pockets of lava, which are really meant to dissuade you from doing exactly what I'm doing, right? You know, in their infinite wisdom, besides making the Nether as generally unpleasant as it already is, they don't want you mining the Nether, so they leave you little surprises of lava here and there. And of course, you know, lava in the Nether flows like water, so, you know, lava in the overworld, you find a pocket of lava and you're like, oh, and you step back and you eat a... Oh, this is interesting. Why would there be obsidian? It's what, you can't have water in the Nether, so there's not a waterfall creating obsidian. I don't think I've ever encountered obsidian like this unless it was part of another portal, but this doesn't seem to be like another portal. It seems to be a pocket of obsidian. Interesting. Ooh, and crying obsidian too. Interesting. Double, triple, quadruple interesting. Okay. I was waiting for something to jump out and bite me, because, like I said, I've never encountered that before. That is bizarre. Okay. Let's put a light in the middle of this. I have no idea what I was talking about. And anyway, yeah. Now, I've always enjoyed the idea of Minecraft dimensions, right? Because you could essentially open up a world or a play area or whatever you want to call it that's completely different and interesting. You know, different set of rules, different whatever. And obviously that's what the Nether is, right? But the Nether is specifically designed to make you uncomfortable, right? I mean, when they first created Minecraft, even before it was called Minecraft, there was no combat, right? It was, and truth be told, vanilla Minecraft's never been like a frontline combat-oriented games, right? But over the years, they added combat, and then they tried to add boss challenges and stuff, like the Ender Dragon, or better yet, the Wither, to really kind of keep that group of you know, adrenaline thrill seekers happy, right? Here you go, you got something to fight. And oh, so looks like we're now underneath the north end of a lava sea, but I think we'll be fine, because it's like the regular ocean in the overworld, right? Is you know, you could dig under them, no problem. They don't go all the way down. So, but those little pockets, boy, they're everywhere. There is no limit. Anyway, the reason I bring that up is that I've unfortunately the way. So when I was making my mod packs, one of the ideas I had was essentially so it would be modded Minecraft, obviously, but I wouldn't have a specific theme, right? You know, because I have a steampunk one and a post-apocalyptic one and a fantasy medieval fantasy one. But what I figured I would do is I would create a mod pack which is just has all my basic I gotta have it type mods, but it doesn't have a real theme. The theme is that I was going to add every single dimension mod I could find, right? So Twilight Forest and the Aether, and you know, you got them all. The problem is because of the way they implemented dimensions. Plus, I had my older computer, which was not nearly as powerful as this computer. That really blew the performance out of my machine, right? I still think it's an excellent idea, and in fact, now that I remembered it, now that I'm talking about it, maybe I'll revisit that because maybe this machine could handle it better. I also have a mod that ooh, I need to be careful about that. That specifically, because another thing too is Minecraft vanilla just handles everything in a single thread, right? And so the more dimension you add, the more overloaded that one thread gets, right? Which is bad. But I actually have a mod that assigns each dimension to its own thread, which dramatically improves performance, right? So now, as long as you don't create more threads than you have processors. Whoa. Okay, and this is why we dig the holes. This is why we dig the holes. Now we'll just find where that hole is. Okay, oh, hold on. Whoa, this is no single pocket of lava. This is like the real deal, right? This is like I've tapped into the bottom of this lava sea, which is not cool. Well, literally it's not cool. It's lava, right? If it was cool, I'd be looking at obsidian. Wow, I do seem. If I was really at the bottom of a lot, well, I take it back. If I'm at the bottom, there might be blocks that I could. Whoa! Of course, it gets to the edge of the hole. So, well, shoot. If I'm at the bottom of the lava sea, I might be able to find blocks on the sea bottom I can connect to. But look, this goes all the way down. I mean, I'm at bedrock, and there it is. Whoa! This is slow going. This is not fun. But I have been able to find places to place blocks, just not there. Oh, okay, found one. So that does help. Like that, right? Getting nervous to see it stuff dripping from the ceiling. Okay. Oh, from all three sides. Okay, I still have blocks. So I'm not quite sure if this is an ocean or not, but it doesn't matter. There's just so freaking much of it. It is unnerving as all get out, too. Okay, oh, 3 sides again. Gotta find something there. I gotta find something to I can place a block on. Oops. Not finding anything to connect to. Whoa. Oh boy. Well, this is just a major pain in the butt. Ugh. And I see all this dripping lava from the ceiling. I mean, do I hear a ghast? Briefly? I mean, I'm pretty far down. Oh, it's gonna be hard to get to where I need to be. I think, perhaps, that discretion might be the better part of valor here. So let's kind of back up and let's see if we can't have better luck trying to go around this a little bit. Okay, well, it was a good idea in theory, not in practice particularly. Whoa, 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 ow, ow, speaking of a bad idea in practice. Ouch, and it's gone and I'm still on fire. Burn forever in here too. Okay. Oh. Don't you just hate when that happens? I do. It burns me up. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it hurt. It hurt in more ways than one. Mostly my ego. Okay. So, we don't need to go miles and miles to the side. I think that was a pocket that we hit. So I just go around, gotta go around the pocket. Try to make the best use of light around here. Okay. I can still feel it, right? It's, trying to gauge at what point do we turn south again? It's really hard to tell, but I think we're about there. Maybe just a little more. Oy. The problem with the gravel, I'm just worried that you start knocking out gravel, it falls, and it opens up an opening higher up where there's lava just waiting. You know, lava with nothing better to do, right? And it just comes flowing down. All excited to finally get to do something. And burn a pesky adventurer that dared come into their domain. Okay. We're back on course. Things seem to have calmed down. I mean, perhaps those may be my famous last words, but we'll see. It's always darkest before the dawn. So let's see. You know, one of the things that I found interesting about Hytale is even in the vanilla game, they call structures pre-built, right? If you're talking about a structure in Minecraft, it's a pre-built in Hytale, but they have a lot of pre-built or structures, depending on which term you want to use, underground. I mean, a lot of them, which makes going underground a whole lot more interesting. I mean, in vanilla Minecraft, if you go into a cave, the cave is certainly interesting in its own right? But it's just a cave. It is just a cave. It's all it'll ever be. And there's a few mods out there for Minecraft that will give you some underground structures, right? But most of the mod structures, structure mods, are really focused on the overworld, right? Sometimes on the Nether, sometimes on the end. But they don't, you know, going underground is really, you're just there to strip mine the place. And in Hytale, you know, there's certain creatures that you just get. Oh, I am out in the middle of hell. But in Hytale, you know, there's just some places you have to go underground to get the things you need. And while you're running around underground, you know, not even attached to a cave, you might accidentally tunnel into something that is just there, right? Buried. And you know, like old dungeons or old temples, wizard's house, you know, it's just, oh, well, it's not one of my Minecraft plays without somebody's jukebox going off. Okay. Anyway, you know, for the record, I have mentioned, I don't think I mentioned on this series yet, but I'm employed again. And in fact, today should have been my first day at work, but instead of, you know, going to work, doing adult stuff, you know, adulting all over the place, I am tunneling under the Nether, because well, you know, the work I do, you got to have a computer, so they'll get you a computer. They sent me a computer Friday, last Friday, and on Saturday, according to the FedEx website, my computer arrived at their facility in Georgia, and they were gonna overnight it to me so it'd be delivered Monday morning by 8 a.m. Yeah, well, I mean, now Saturday the war with Iran got kicked off, and that's a whole nother topic for another day, for another place. But Monday came, and by 8, I didn't have my computer, so I looked. According to the website, it was still in Georgia, but they were telling me that they were going to deliver by noon. Okay, so I will be optimistic and believe the noon time. The noon comes and goes, and it still shows it's in Georgia, but the delivery time says sometime before the end of Monday. Okay, the eternal optimist in me is like, yeah, let's give it a shot. Sure, I mean, nothing else to do. Long story short, it was still in Georgia. So then, we made it across the Lava Sea. Nice. So then, there was no updates at all for Tuesday, and then Tuesday afternoon, I basically opened a ticket, and then suddenly there's an update, and it says that, hey, it left Georgia. Okay. When's it going to be here? But there's no update as to when I'm going to get it. So Wednesday morning, I reach out to my employer and I tell him, "Hey, can you see if you can do something on your end as the shipper? I mean, you paid top dollar to have it shipped overnight, over the next business day, and this is what's going on." So, long story short, it is apparently on a truck somewhere between Georgia and the Seattle area, which, that's quite a bit of territory. And without a computer, I can't do my work. I can't start. So that's why I am tunneling under the Nether instead of earning a paycheck. I mean, I'm not exactly complaining, but anyway, biomes of plenty flesh. Why am I going into a flesh biome? I mean, I don't see any flesh around me, so why would I have flesh where the bedrock should be? That's just gross. And it's there again. Okay, that's just weird. Anyway, that's... I mean, and then when I called FedEx and I talked to the operator, the only thing she could do was read to me what the website showed, right? I mean, that's all the information she had. It's like, really? Seriously? I mean, the company paid top dollar to have this thing overnighted, next business day, and for whatever reason, it didn't get out of your complex, and so you decide to send it on the next slow-moving, maybe you'll see it someday, truck going from the southeastern corner of the country to the northwestern corner of the country. Longest possible distance. Anyway, my company says they're sending me a second computer, but they didn't tell me how or where or whatever, so I don't know. I don't know where it is or who's delivering it or what the ETA is. So, but currently okay, we're solidly on the other side. Now we got to go across some Badlands here. But yeah, the ETA for my first day at work will be Monday now. So there's that. Oh, I hate when I do that. Okay, let's see. I guess I could use this time and do my taxes, but I hate doing my taxes. There's the fact that it is painful and laborious and confusing. Then there's the fact that at the other end of it, invariably, there's the part where we got to write a fairly large check to the government. And the thing that kind of annoys me the most is, when you get a job, they hold your taxes. They're going to pay taxes on your behalf. And what happens is when you tell them how much to withhold, you basically tell them all the stuff you're going to tell them when you file your taxes. Am I by myself? Am I going to file by myself? Or am I married and I'm going to file with my wife? How many dependents I have, etc., etc., etc. You tell them all this stuff. And then they will withhold your taxes accordingly. And you would think that if you gave them all that information up front, they would hold the right amount of taxes. And then when you go to claim your return, there's just like a slight adjustment, right? It's just like you're slightly off. You just have to, write them a little check or you get a little refund. But no, either you get a huge check or you write a huge check. It's way, way off. And the problem with writing the huge check, well, actually either way now, that you have a penalty now. If you get too big of a refund or you have to write too big of a check, and too big is like anything over $500, they nail you with this, I forget exactly what, oh boy, I got lava in the neighborhood again. Let's just, I think maybe that's just a single block, I hope. But basically, I forget exactly what they call it, but it's a penalty for not setting up your withholding properly. How, I did everything you asked me to do exactly the way you asked me to, and then you're penalizing me because the numbers aren't right. Oh, it just annoys the living crap out of me. Yeah. It's like a scam. I kind of feel like that's a scam, right? You set me up for failure and then penalize me because it didn't work. And you're like, uh-huh. It's kind of like, going on the airline where there's a fee for every single thing. I mean, I think I've said this before. I'm really surprised they haven't got to the point where they've put like a coin-operated lock on the door of the bathroom. I guess maybe there's an FAA regulation that you can't charge for bathrooms on an airplane, because I'm sure somebody's talked about that. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about a meme I saw on Facebook. There's a flight attendant going down the aisle with the little drinks trolley, and the flight attendant asks the passenger, "Would you like a drink? Would you like something to drink?" And the passenger's like, "What are my choices?" And the flight attendant says, "Yes or no." Oh, I love that type of stuff, obviously. Oh, already? I thought I just made like a pickaxe like 2 seconds. I mean, yeah, we go through them fast down here, but I didn't think I'm going that fast. Maybe because I'm just yakking. I'm losing track of time. I'm losing my sanity down here. I am gathering some netherite scrap, but doesn't really matter anymore because, netherite, you need to have a smithing template, and they made that really hard to find. That's okay. I don't need a smithing template. Badges. We don't need no stinking badges. Okay. It is nice that not having to worry about filing job applications and all that stuff. I think the final number of applications I dropped since being laid off July 1st is 980. 980 job applications. And I actually got 980 rejections. Because I take that back. I got 979 rejections. The day that I got this job offer, I actually got 2 job offers. And the job offer I chose is one that I didn't actually apply for originally. They found me on LinkedIn, and they said, we like what we see. So talk to our recruiter. The recruiter liked me. Then they said, talk to the account rep. The account rep liked me, and then the account rep had me talk to the hiring manager for their client. She liked me, and there you go. Got hired. But it's feast or famine, man. It's just feast, and in this case, it's a very small feast and a very large famine. So, anyhow, for those of you who are in between gigs and out there looking, my thoughts and prayers are with you, man. I'm real sorry about this, especially if you're older like me, because I really do think there is an age bias thing going on right now. I mean, I think there's always been age bias, but I think it's particularly bad right now. And I don't know. I don't really understand why. So, let's see. So, I am almost exactly lined up. I think I just need to... Well, maybe since I'm going to go under, all I have to do... I won't turn right until I get even with the intersection. I was thinking maybe go to this island thing. Because, there's less chance of coming up in the middle of a lava sea that way, but we're in the neighborhood. Give them a call. Tell them we'll be there soon. That's my wife's job when we're going over to somebody's house, right? She'll call them and say, okay, we're in the car, we're on our way. ETA 40 minutes or whatever. And then when we're in the neighborhood, it's like, yeah, we're almost there. She wouldn't have to call them if we left the house on time. And I'm not pointing fingers at why we didn't leave the house on time, because usually 10 to 15 minutes before we're supposed to leave, I'm out walking around, getting my steps in by the car, ready to go. So, process elimination. But, interesting. Before I started this session, I saw that Steams and Rails, Create Steam and Rails add-on is now a full release, and that's what I was waiting for. So I decided to spend some time this morning doing the trying to update Create and all of its add-ons and all that jazz for this world. So I'll give you a spoiler. It's I'm playing this world with the old version of Create and all the add-ons. It didn't go well. It was and at some one point I thought I screwed things up and that this world wouldn't load. I was like, oh my gosh. But I do make a curse file, a curse forge profile after every episode, and eventually that saved me. It got so screwed up, I just deleted it completely, and then loaded the last curse forge profile, and here we are. But I mean, that's I'm getting kind of nervous down here. Because I got to go up at some point, and that, first of all, I need to make sure I go up and hit my target. But the other problem is going up. Any way you choose, most ways you choose to go up in an area full of lava is potentially problematic. And it just makes me nervous, especially, like I said, in the Nether. Lava flows like water. It's fast and it flows a long way. You don't want that, right? You don't want that at all. Okay. To the right. Let's turn to the right and see how this goes. Okay. Now let's take a look. Oh, so now I think we just need to spiral up, right? I think that's where we're at now. Maybe. So let's dig this out here. And this is the part that makes me really nervous. For good reason, right? I mean, excuse me if I don't say anything pithy at the moment, because you know, I'm really looking hard for signs of orange here. Okay, make sure I don't stray from. We're coming up. I can hear a ghast. Okay. I really don't know how high up I am. I would expect that fairly soon we would see like nether brick, right? And we can tunnel up through that. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I hear a bunch of lava. I got the lava drips all over the place. Oh, this puts the kibosh on my plan big time. Okay. So that's my heart's beating a little faster, but that's exactly why I was being careful and cautious going up that way. Oh man, and it's almost the end of the episode. So I get what I could do in situations like this. Instead of doing a tight spiral like that, I'll do a 3x3 tunnel, and then that way I can open it up on one side that gives me room to stand away from it, then patch it up, and then do on the other side. I'll show you what I mean, but that means that's a long run. I'm gonna well, first of all, do I need to run all the way back? Maybe I have enough cobblestone with me that, well, I don't know, because, you know, I'm deep enough. Well, let's just take a look. Let's see. Oh, I actually got a long ways back already. You know what else? Look at that. I mean, that's the tunnel I came in, but if you look at the map, there's a whole bunch of underground mines. And they invariably have blazes in there. So I don't need to dig back up. I just need to tap into one of these. Yeah, it's a rat's nest. But, I mean, and I'm already lined up, right? Oh, yeah. Well, that I can do without having to go back to the surface. Okay, let's see how close we can get. If I can tap into that before the end of the episode, I'll be happy. I don't think I'll have time, though. We'll have to save it for the next episode, but... So we basically just go down to where we turned. And, we just pretend that we don't see the stairs. Oh, gosh. Oh, gosh. Let's make this. Okay. So we'll just pretend that we didn't see these stairs. We'll just bypass them. And let's do it, right? Just do what we were doing a minute ago. Oh boy. Oh boy. The thing about the Nether is it's so... What is this? Sunstone? Blocks you need. Do I really? Doesn't look particularly attractive. In this form, at least. It's taking a lot longer to cut through that. Let's see. Yeah. Well, we'll give it a little more time and effort here. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna have to save this for the next episode. So that we're actually gonna end. We're not gonna go back home to end this. We're gonna end this on location. But oh, I look at there's some open areas I missed. It looks like some chambers. Oh, we're gonna have to check those too. There's two of them. They look kind of boat shaped. Anyway, this isn't exactly how I planned for this to go. It did go better than I expected it would, but that doesn't mean it went well. But it's not bad either, I guess. We got to get the blaze burners, and that's what we're doing. So I hope you found this interesting. I hope you found a little suspense and excitement. I probably got more than I bargained for, but either way, it was fun. And do me a favor, hit the like, subscribe buttons, or add a comment. Jump on our Discord. Let us know that you're there and enjoying the conversation. Become a channel member, and just be nice to those around you. If you can't find a nice person, then be one. Other than that, I hope this finds you and yours in good health, good spirits, and perhaps just a touch of good fortune. Cheers.